Bro, the border was getting incredibly too spicy. So we have like 10,000 Mexican federales are basically injected at the southern border from the Mexican president. Then we had 2,000 U.S. Army troops that were also sent to the U.S. border to aid ICE and the Border Patrol with all of their tasks. Right? What else do we have here? Then we had another 1,500 U.S. Army members sent today, right, to go aid, do some more aiding, I guess, right? While the cartels at the southern border are basically still somehow regularly shooting at the U.S. Border Patrol. All right, so now there's a lot happening here. If I was a conspiratorial-minded individual, I will think that something is about to start happening. But obviously, the U.S. Army can't really do much at the southern border on U.S. soil exclusively due to the Insurgency Act, unless Trump enacts it. If he enacts it, then that'll be interesting, but I'm not going to be a fan of it. I'm letting you know right now. All right, I'm just not a fan of the U.S. Army specifically having access to U.S. soil in any meaningful manner. If they want to stand there and basically look tough for the big bad guys on the other side, do your thing, right? But I'm not sure that they should have any more power than that. All right, I think the National Guard would probably be a little smarter to use instead of the U.S. Army in this context, at least. And I'm sure Texas would have no problem, putting them forward, let's say, guys, right? But anyway, U.S. border officials crack down on cartels. Guys, things are getting interesting. This is a suggestion via Discord. Let's check it out. Let's do it.
Trump administration cracking down on cartels at our southern border. New strategies now going into place as U.S. officials work to eliminate illegal drugs from crossing into the U.S. It comes as millions of dollars in illegal drugs have been seized since just the fall. Let's get out to border correspondent Allie Bradley. And Allie, you have some new images on what is happening.
Yeah, hey, Nicole. So we're talking about this sealed up border right now that we're seeing under President Trump, and it's proving to be quite the hurdle for the criminal cartels. And check out this video time lapse that we just got of Marines actually deploying razor wire and barriers along the southern border in the San Diego sector in California. So they're working hard down there to thwart any illegal crossings, any drugs moving across, trying to ramp up their security efforts there. And it's working. We're seeing 600 or fewer encounters a day at the southern border. So that means, unfortunately and fortunately, the criminal cartels aren't making the money that they used to when they were moving thousands of people across the border on a daily basis. So it's back to their old desperate ways of moving massive quantities of drugs. So you want to talk about a spicy bust here. Officers intercepting more than $19 million worth of methamphetamine and $144,000 worth of heroin inside a shipment of cucumbers and jalapenos. Yeah, that would be a spicy margarita for sure. Last week in
Well played.
In San Diego, meantime, Border Patrol seizing cocaine found in tar buckets. This was 20 plus pounds worth up to $160,000. Okay. Finally, officers in the Tucson sector. This is between the ports.
Guys, how do they find the numbers? How do they know how much they're worth?
They actually
like street value type of thing?
They found backpacks containing nearly 58 pounds of methamphetamine. This was in the desert near Y, Arizona. Now, sheriffs down here along the southern border and other law enforcement, they have their eyes not only on what's coming in, but also what is coming out. Here's why. Because they know that when they see guns and money coming out of the country going towards Mexico, that means whatever the cartels were moving into the country, whether that's drugs or people, they were successful. Take a listen.
All these weapons coming through, all that money coming through, is that they were successful with whatever they sent to us, and with that money, they're buying things for them.
Exactly.
Sobering words to hear there. The chief of Border Patrol, meanwhile, reporting that this fiscal year, which just began in October, Border Patrol and their partners seizing $473 million worth of drugs. That is a massive jump from the $120 million during the same time period last year. Now, some of the things that the Attorney General Bondi laid out when it comes to going after the criminal cartels, they're going to basically ramp up prosecutions. They're going to target the cartel bosses or the leaders. They're also going to create task forces and also move around resources in order to really dismantle these terrorist groups just across our southern border. Nicole.
All right. So, Allie, let's talk about...
But those eyelashes are crazy.
...about encounters. And the Border Patrol chief is saying that the numbers have dropped by 91% compared to the same 7-day period last year. What are they claiming is the the reason behind this drop.
Trump.
Yeah, I mean, you guys will remember there were certain days and we
Guys.
saw 12,000 people crossing the border in a single day. Now we're seeing fewer than 600. The Border Patrol Chief, Mike Banks, he's attributing it to one thing: heightened security. So this is what we're seeing down here at the southern border. Border Patrol Chief Mike Banks confirming they're seeing a new trend right now, that migrants are actually choosing to return home rather than continue north
on the path
because of increased border security. We know Mexican military is out there securing the southern part of our border as well. And Honduran officials right now are reporting that just over the last few weeks, in February alone, 50 migrants from multiple countries turned around and traveled back south after turning back from the U.S. southern border. So these individuals ended up with Honduran officials after they tried to cross in the U.S. But essentially, they said that the security along the southern border was the reason why they reversed course. Now, Chief Banks is saying that these individuals that you're looking at there, they actually made a life-saving decision for themselves and their families, because if they continue to move north, they're going to end up in the hands of the cartel, whether that be through sexual exploitation or they pay them money at the border and then they're on the hook to pay them more throughout their life. It's kind of like indentured servitude, Nicole.
All right, Allie Bradley live for us there along the border. Thank you.
All right, guys. Yeah. Listen, why have things slowed down is because you actually have someone trying to secure their border. Guys, the border was left wide open for way too long. People got way too comfortable, just completely just walking through our southern border like it just was irrelevant, guys. Trump obviously is the cause of that. All of the things that he has done, that basically his voters voted for, okay, he's doing. And luckily, these are the results of that. So we see the results. These are actionable, real-life, tangible results here, guys. All right. But all right, guys, listen. I know that there has to be something coming. I feel it. How about this? I don't want to say I know. Let's just say I feel that there's obviously something coming with the U.S. government and the cartels, specifically with the classification of the Mexican cartels being, let's just say the big bad guys, right? The federal government are definitely going to go super hard at them permanently. Okay. And currently with what Trump is attempting to do with Hamas, I can only imagine that there are not going to be too many differences here. But Mexico is a sovereign nation, so I'm sure it's just going to be interesting, guys. Let's just say that. I don't want to sit here and assume too deeply, but I don't know how we're going to do anything without starting like WW3. I keep saying this because that's just my feeling. It's my vibe. But let's see where this goes, guys, right? Unless Mexico says, you know what, hey, guys, come through the country with all your tanks and your military stuff and go, do your thing. I don't see that happening. Because I think that's probably the only way we can do anything, is if we were to actually go there and do it. Because doing it from across the border is just picking up the stragglers, never the actual people that are leading things. Get what I mean? But either way, you guys all have an absolutely amazing day. Enjoy your day thoroughly. The fact that you just made it to the end of the video says a whole lot, actually. We have a couple other channels. MrLboyd Music, MrLboyd Movie Reacts, along with MrLboyd Discusses, where I just generally speak about the things that specifically matter to me. But in the meantime, I'll catch you guys later.